not sure about that. Do you have a new one?
Yeah. Give me 1 sec. We've got a garden. I'll just move it all around.
Yeah, right, cool. Thank you.
Alright, welcome YouTube. I'm currently playing this on Abiza's stream. I've pulled a very scary character out of the box, so we'll get to see how that's gonna go. I don't have a lot of faith in my abilities right now, because this is a whole lobby of people I've never met before. I've talked to for about 3 minutes during the setup, so I'm gonna have to be trying to win some goodwill as best I can.
For the rest of your days.
Doesn't even need to be 2 centimeters to stop things in England.
Yeah.
One leaf on the tracks, it's over.
It's the wrong kind of leaf.
Leaf on the tracks is actually a genuine problem. I know it sounds ridiculous, but the problem is they mulch up and they jam up the brakes.
Oh no, absolutely. But it's also funny, so.
It is. But then, if you've ever lived in a place where they've got like crossings and that go across farmland, we can't run the train because there's sheep on the line.
Also, I think the country should have got used to the fact that there might be leaves. You know, we know where the trees are.
Just put the track away from the trees.
Yeah.
That's a little difficult to do, though, in England, where there's a lot of fucking trees.
Just cut them down. Who cares about climate change?
It's not like they produce Wi-Fi or anything.
If it's not one leaf, then it's excessively hot, causes track warping. Excessively cold, it causes arc.
Hello.
Hey! Don't need anything into the gardener. I just do it so I can distribute rolls nicely.
Okay.
I genuinely do it randomly.
All good.
Welcome to our group. You are the Vartox immediately.
Great way to start, surely.
So your minions are. I mean, on the plus side, no one knows how you play.
True.
So social reads will be nigh impossible. So yeah, your minions are Dan and Steve.
And Steve, excellent.
Yep. And your bluffs are Flower Girl.
Yeah.
Oracle.
Yeah. And he's gone. Welcome back.
I just got a disconnect timing. I'm like, did you hear Oracle? Yeah.
I got Oracle, yeah.
And Seamstress.
And Seamstress. Awesome. Alright, wish me luck.
Right. I will, good luck.
It was actually Red Dragon, but they changed the name to. It's a very good one. It's got Will Peterson, who plays Grissom, playing the main character, and it's got Brian Cox playing Hannibal Lecter.
Oh.
So I think with my options here, Flower Girl, Oracle, Seamstress. If I Flower Girl, I have to at some point reveal that there is a Vortox. Oracle is a lot more passive. And then, I don't know, I think I want to pass Seamstress to a minion. Which is kind of tough. So I don't know, see how we go. I might try and like talk to Dan immediately and pass the Seamstress to them, and then they can claim that they Seamstress me and someone or something. I think I might stick on Flower Girl. Let's make sure that I take good notes.
The book is Red Dragon. The first film of it was Manhunter, and then later on they decided to do Red Dragon
with Ralph
so they
Fiennes,
could actually use,
right?
so they could actually use Anthony Hopkins.
Gotcha.
As Lecter, because everyone obviously knew him as Lecter. So personally, out of the two, I still prefer Red Dragon. Oh, sorry, Manhunter. I mean.
I haven't seen Manhunter, but I did really enjoy Red Dragon, so I will have to go watch. You said Manhunter? I'm gonna jot that down.
Manhunter, yeah. It's very 80s in style, though, so...
I'm okay with that.
Well, if you know Michael Mann's work, Michael Mann was responsible for Miami Vice, as well as being responsible for Heat.
Oh, heck yeah. Love me some Don Johnson.
Yeah. You have to respect somebody whose character keeps a wild animal in their front room.
Exactly. Also gotta respect pastel suits. Just
Yeah.
those have to come back.
Pastel and rope soles without socks.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I'm all for just wearing whatever will annoy anybody in my vicinity. So with socks, without socks, I'm good.
Ooh, random question to get us through the night since we were talking about music and film. If there was a film about your life, what would be the opening song that plays through the
The
credits?
Godzilla theme. No follow-up questions, please.
Circle of life.
Oh,
There's already
lovely
The
Torn.
opening
Such a good
song,
choice.
huh?
Yep, the opening. Say you're walking down the street at the beginning of the movie,
I don't
and there's just
recall.
music playing behind you.
I don't recall what the opening song is in Dumb and Dumber, but I imagine it's that opening song from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, because
It may
of
just
my
be an
past.
instrumental, and that's
Love
okay.
Yeah, because of my past, it would be "Staying Alive," the opening bit from Saturday Night Fever. I'm a cancer survivor,
Mine
so
would be
Fair enough.
mine would be Killer Queen by Queen. It's one of my favorite songs.
That's a very good choice.
I also like asking wrestling fans what their theme would be coming to the ring because I find that tells a lot about people, what kind of theme they would have for
Still
themselves.
Godzilla theme.
Iron Maiden, the Trooper.
Actually, like, played on a funny instrument would be even funnier. Like, Godzilla theme on the kazoo would be great. Or the Vuvuzela would just go so hard.
Yeah, I'd come out to like the Jurassic Park meme song.
yeah, on the kazoo. Yeah.
For the longest time, it's either been between the Trooper or Wicker Man by Iron Maiden, but also I've now added Savages by Ice Nine Kills as a possible.
Yeah, for me personally, it's Sonna by Rammstein. With the countdown in.
Yeah.
Because that's a perfect place for pyros right after the countdown.
I'd probably go for you, Belle, because it's just a fun drinking song.
I think I'd be tempted to steal Triple H's King of Kings.
That's a good one.
Behold, the King of Kings.
Hello, I am the King of Kings. Thank you. Yes, unfortunately, I'm dead. So,
Hey,
Kill the king.
find the Prince of Princes. I guess. I don't know how this works. Anyway, also find the demon.
kill the king.
Too late.
Like they said in John Wick, sometimes you just got to cut a motherfucker.
Hey, y'all.
Hello. Finish on that little note as I get dragged away.
I know. I have a gift for you. You are the seamstress.
Oh, the seamstress?
Yeah. Because if you are the seamstress that saw me and one other person as being on a different team, that will work because I am the Vortox.
Do you want to stay the Vortox, or would you like the pit hag to change you into a different demon?
Pog. I think stay as the Vortox for a while. There's a lot of cool tricks that we can do with the pit hag. My plan is to be the flower girl as best as possible.
What targets or things would you like me to start hit hanging?
Good question. At some point, if we find out whether or not Steve is an evil twin, we should turn him into an evil twin. Maybe after we've had a few deaths at night.
No, if he's not an evil twin, turn him into an evil twin.
Eventually, yeah. The later the better.
Yeah.
Another thing you can do is turn yourself into the snake charmer and snake charm me. If there's no snake charmer in play. Because what that does is it moves the demon without creating arbitrary deaths.
Yeah.
So we have that option as well. Let's just turn townsfolk into outsiders, I guess. What's our default townsfolk number? We have 1 outsider default, so you shouldn't be able to miss too hard.
So I suppose the easiest thing is we'd maybe turn one to the mutant for starters. That
Yeah.
always makes people trip occasionally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. Try and give me a nod or something if you think, and otherwise we'll see what happens. I better let you go so you can talk to other people.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, best of luck.
Cool.
Okay.
Nice though.
Hey yo. Doing good. Doing good. I'm new to this group, so I'm not sure what the usual handshake is like. I'm an info character. I'm always a bit tentative on how I want to give out what I am or what I'm doing. I have been seen by a seamstress. If that helps.
Right.
Yeah, I can do 2s. I'm either the flower girl or the town crier, so I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to the voting process, like regardless.
Okay. Well, I am either your artiste or your oracle.
Interesting. Okay. Let's entertain for a moment that you are the artist. Do you have any ideas about what kind of question you should be asking?
Not yet. I mean, the big concern last game was the possible Vortox.
As always, yeah.
Yeah. Which is obviously the big question to ask. If I was the artist, I probably wouldn't ask anything until I've got a little bit more information.
That's
Because at
fair.
the moment, I've only spoken to yourself and to Steve, so I've got no idea what the layout of the land is like.
Vibes on Steve?
Seems to be okay. He's claiming too good. As to whether or not he is, I don't know yet.
Okay. If you don't want to artist a Vortox check, we can try and get a vote on day 1 where every single player votes, which will be a flower girl Vortox check. I don't know if we've got any other good Vortox check people in game currently. Maybe an oracle will know immediately, depending on how we kill.
I don't think. Would an oracle know right away?
If the person executed is like really confidently good, and the oracle gets a 1 because they have to get not a 0 in that case, or they get a 2, and you're like,
I thought you meant like right this second.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, at the same time as the flower girl knowing tomorrow, yeah. Because I don't want to have the artist ability be wasted on something that's confirmed by another player, you know. So maybe there's a better way.
That was a big concern last game.
Yeah.
Because, whether or not a question had been asked a bit too early.
I always die before I get a chance to do anything too crazy, so I have to fire it off as soon as possible.
Yeah, so I said if I was the artist, I probably wouldn't ask until more towards the end.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. And you said you got good vibes from Steve. I'll make a note of that. I've only talked to Dan. Dan was the seamstress that saw me and one other person. That's why we chatted to straight away. And I don't know, he reads as good to me. I haven't had a chance to talk to the other person that he picked, but
yeah, fair enough. I'll keep that in mind.
All right, best of luck. 3 minutes. Hello.
Hello.
What's your normal protocol when it comes to exchanging information on sex and violence scripts? I'm new here.
I would usually do a two or three.
Okay.
On the first day, at least.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that if you want to do that.
Okay, we'll tell you I am either the flower girl or the savant.
Okay. If you were the savant, have you gone and talked to the storyteller yet?
Yes, I just did that about a minute ago.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna hold on to my information now.
All good.
Just because I want to see what other people give me. It might give me an insight to
Whether it's a Vortox or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good shout.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hard claim to you, and you'll find out why in a second when I tell you that I am the flower girl. I trust that you are the savant. So I'm gonna try and Vortox check today by getting every single player to vote on something.
Okay, fair enough.
So
I'm sure we'll have a clockmaker or an artist.
Hopefully something, yeah, and then we can try and get to confirm, and then try and use that to solve our info.
Right, sweet.
All right, best of luck.
Oh, I love how efficient that was, Gibbo. We did that.
Yeah.
Drum roll on the double gong.
Oops, sorry. That was a bit abrupt.
Score. So, a minute for shenanigans. Hands up if you want to shenaniganify. And we'll go around and then we'll open
Get that
nominations.
4 up now.
I will start at the top of the grim. Gibble's not up, so Sarah.
I would like to juggle Steve as all 4 demons and Tybalt as the klutz.
Thank you. Heard. Tybalt. Thorn.
Right. It's Thorn. I put him in the doghouse.
Okay.
Let me see. I would like to juggle. Can't read his writing. Hold on. Sarah as the flower girl. Gibbo as the sweetheart. I think that says. Sean as the Philo. Tom as the sage. And we are the juggler.
Heard. Thank you. Next one round is Sean. Oh, no, wait. Nope. Sorry, Silk. I missed that hand. It's behind my mic arm. Silk next.
Oh, I just put it up. I'd like to juggle Sean through Danfire, clockwise inclusive as the juggler.
Thank you. Sean.
Sean would like to juggle Sarah as the flower girl, Sarah as the savant, Sarah as the sage, Sarah as the klutz, and Sarah as the evil twin.
Thank you. Keith.
Hello. I would like to juggle, starting with Dan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, through to Steve inclusive, clockwise, as the Nodashi.
Thank you. Heard. Oh, Dan with the sneaky hand raised just before I got to Gibbo there. Jumped in. Yes?
I'd like to juggle myself as Ginger, Gibbo as the Vortox, Abiza as basically every minion, even though he's a storyteller.
Juggler.
Heard. Gibbo.
I would like to juggle myself as the juggler, Amy as the clockmaker.
Heard. Amy, your hand went up and is back down. Have you?
It's not a juggle. It's just conversation.
Feel free.
I find.
I'll allow it.
I've heard of some information that might lead us to understanding that this is a Vortox game. I would like to die. Thanks.
Nominations are open.
Amy nominates Amy.
Amy nominates Amy. Tell me why, Amy.
I don't like
I'm a bad them. Thank you.
Would you like a defense?
No, don't kill me. I'm actually a townsfolk, but actually, this is fine. It's Vortox bait. I think I'm a much better death than somebody that can actually do something. So.
Okay, 6 to put Amy on the block.
Can we get everyone voting on this for Flower Girl confirmation?
This would be a good idea.
I wish you'd give me a little bit more notice. I had the text box open.
That's okay, Dan. My juggler information is as valid as yours is.
8 is more than whatever I said. So Amy is on the block. Any more nominations?
Can we run a dummy vote with 3 more votes?
Gibbo nominates Gibbo.
Gibbo nominates Gibbo. Tell me why.
Just for the people who didn't vote on that one to put their hands up, so we've got a full so everyone's voted. I have heard of a flower girl, so this could help us out with possible
Quick
information.
Question before you run the vote, pertinent.
Yes.
Forgive me if I'm getting something wrong. If everyone votes, then the demon will obviously have voted.
Yeah, but in a Vortox, the flower girl will get false information. So if the flower girl gets a no when everyone's voted, it means it's 100. Or it's either a Vortox or next to a no dashi, or the flower girl's next to a no dashi.
It creates certainty.
Or the flower girl's evil.
Okay, 8 to tie, 9 to put Gibbo on the block.
So I think it was Dan, Steve,
and Sobakan.
Yes. Keep those paws up.
You don't say stuff like that because I want to put it up and down.
5 is not enough.
That's literally like bait for me.
Any more nominations? I think we're all pretty much in agreement, so I'm just going to count down. And Amy is executed and dies. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate the.
Thank you.
Have you seen the state of the bottom of that screen, Thorn? There's drool on it from earlier. Well, it was very nice pork. Dan, in case you aren't aware, because I don't think you were here earlier, Thorn was enjoying the sight of some Coke can pork ribs being made. He's left drool all over the bottom of the screen.
You love a little bit of pork ribs. Unless you're a vegan or vegetarian, apologies to the non-meat eaters in the group.
Apology accepted.
Who accepted the apology?
Sarah.
Are you genuinely a non-meat eater?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I am the representative in this group.
You're not alone. I'm a not meat enjoyer, but I'll have it.
I don't do vegetables. The only time a lion has had anything to do with vegetables is parsley the lion in the herbs. Me and Gibbo were talking about it earlier. It was a fun conversation.
So just because I can understand, because I don't want, like when you're the representative for non-meat, are you offended? Because I don't want to offend you, because I like meat. Are you going to be offended by meat conversations?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
So, okay.
I don't.
Go on.
I was going to say I don't eat meat because my body can't handle it, not because I've got any issue with it.
Oh, cool. So like we can go like, gammon, chicken, beef, humans, the whole lot.
Yeah, and I might just get a bit jealous and I can't eat them.
Wow, Dan.
What was that last one?
Hey, if it walks or flies, I'll eat it. I'm not so
You
much.
said long pork. That's what the last one was.
Oh, long pork rye.
Yes.
Will it be
Me
good
and
stream
Dan-
content if we just sit in town square tomorrow, just listing off different meats?
Yes, me and
Hello. Hello. Please choose a player.
I would like to select Sean, please.
Sean. Thank you. Also, just while I'm here, it's always good practice to check up. What are you bluffing?
Flower Girl. And I passed
I
the
thought you might
seamstress to
be.
Dan.
I thought you might be, but I wasn't sure when you said about having heard of a flower girl if it was going to be a minion.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. Just so I know.
All good. Thank you.
Thank you.
In the Andes, I'll be honest, I would start eating the vegans and vegetarians first on the basis that they'd be uncomfortable about eating their fellow passengers. So, in fact, I'd feel like I was, first of all, eating grass-fed humans, and also doing them a favour.
There really is a cannibalism hierarchy.
Think about it this way: you are what you eat, so you'd be eating the vegan diet.
Exactly. I mean, if that's not basically Greta Thunberg points, I don't know what is.
Dan,
I had
you've put an alarming amount of thought into this.
I'm like 99% sure we've talked about this before.
we
I was
have.
going to say, I'm so glad you weren't here last week for it.
We talked about the Andes plane crash. We didn't talk about the Donner Party, though.
And to be honest, if you ever have a friend called Donna, she's going to be eaten as well, because who doesn't want to eat Doner kebab?
Yeah, bit of Donner, mate. Lovely.
And I think the problem is, the reason I put an alarming amount of thought into this is because when I'm not doing like Clocktower, which I seem to do an incredible amount recently, I have a driving job, and sometimes I have passengers, and when I don't, I've got loads of time for my brain to just do stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it thinks about normal stuff, sometimes it thinks about the extra stuff. Unfortunately, cannibalism has come up as a moral argument.
Yeah.
Is that the first thing you bring up with a passenger whenever they get in?
No, I
So,
avoid
cannibalism. What about it? How's your thoughts?
I've just realised, Dan, I've just realised this must be why, like me, you have pretty lips. It's all the human blood feeding it.
But you can't bring it up with passengers, because most people understand that the chance of there being two psychopaths in a car at once are pretty slim. which they automatically know who the psychopath is.
If there's no psychopaths in the car, it's you.
Exactly.
So my moral view on cannibalism is that if you are in a situation where people have died and there's no food, then it's honestly the only sensible course of action.
Yeah, I'm fine for my body.
If they're already dead, then surely that's fair game, right?
It gets a whole lot murkier when it comes to
if they're still alive.
people who aren't already dead.
Yeah. I mean, we'll just put this out there. If something happened, I was already dead, and eating me meant that other people would survive. Go for it.
I've got a
I love that you're all talking about
my girlfriend.
You're all talking about cannibalism, and I'm like chomping on a fried pork chop right now. Just like, what the hell?
I literally just ate a doner kebab. So
there's an argument for like fresh human, sort of like, dry cured 3-day dry cured human, and then like you go into the realms of steak humans, like 21 day aged, 30 day aged, 35 day aged, 45
jerky.
45 day aged but off the bone. It's a tricky world.
The problem with elective cannibalism,
I should have deafened, is what you're telling me.
It's a great way to end up with some horrendous disease that just completely wrecks you.
What is this town on about? This is among the stranger night conversations I've experienced. But looks like I've set up a just fine seamstress buff on Dan. I don't know how well that's holding. And I have a few people that trust that I'm the flower girl. Amy didn't reply to my private message during the votes, nor call. I just assumed that maybe she just didn't do it until too late. But maybe Sobercan also trust on phone and try and talk to a couple new different people tomorrow. Try and spread the word that it is in fact a Vortox. Tybalt and Thorn also put out that the Flower Girl could be evil in the scenario where the information is false. We have other information that's saying it's Vortox, which is good, which should match the seamstress's correctly false information, hopefully. Try and help verify me.
Who had an interesting experience? Sean. It's called Dying at Night.
Aww.
Nice.
Oh, we just can't you alive.
Nice. Wow.
I don't remember how many minutes you had last time, but you got 6 this time. Enjoy.
I'm sorry, guys. I have to go to a tree again, so I'm just gonna quiet off a bit.
Hello.
Hello.
Again.
Assuming everything went to plan, Gibbo is now mad at being the mutant.
Oh, cool. Did you hear this from Steve? Or you pit-hagged him into being the mutant?
I pit-hagged him.
Right. I for a second thought it was Serenovus, not pit-hag. Okay. I'm the Flower Girl that got a no last night because we know it is a Vortox game. What's the seamstress info you've been giving out?
Well, at the moment, I haven't gone to the once per game at night. I haven't gone and asked same alignment. I'm going to do that tonight.
Okay.
Just for clarification, Dan, the seamstress, I would come to you every night regardless, and you would just choose not to use it. Yeah. Just so you're wording it in a
correct
way.
Yeah. I haven't chosen. I haven't chosen to ask. I haven't chosen to use.
I mean, you could say that you have done it and have the information for it today. My plan in mind, and obviously you don't have to do this because you are your own person, was for you to try and use it to verify me as a good player by giving not same alignment with me and a good player, because we know it's a Vortox game.
We're a team, so what good player would you like me to match you against with you being good?
Either Tom or Amy. I think it's most realistic for you to pick me and a person next to me. I mean, like, and then a person next to you, Tom, probably makes the most sense.
Amy is the earliest. Death would be, in theory.
Yeah, it doesn't specify alive players. So you knowing that she's been executed and you trust that she's the clockmaker, you could have used that to check against someone.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
I think that, and then in theory we'll get wrong information because it's a Vortox game.
Yeah, and then you checked me because you knew I had claimed Flower Girl or whatever.
Yeah.
Works for
we'll
me.
Do that then. I'll say you and Amy.
Have you talked to Steve at all?
Briefly.
Okay.
He's obviously the witch, but
okay.
He's spoken to Sarah, who is the savant. What was the third bluff, by the way?
Oracle.
Okay, cool.
Has he claimed anything so far?
Not yet. I'm basically not yet. I think it was a bit rushed actually. I think we might have a snake charm on the board already. I'm not 100% sure because someone gave it as part of their list of bluffs.
Okay.
Silk.
Okay, interesting. I'll try and kill Silk tonight then.
Yeah, they gave me snake, savant, and then cut out, but the savant's already taken because they had bad internet, so I don't know what their third option is going to be.
I did several 3-for-3s or 2-for-2s, and in every single time, people picked characters on the bluffs list. So I'm like, oh, you were just this thing. So, my Grim right now is Sobercan Artist, Sarah Savant, which you've just told me, Gibbo the Mutant, but he had claimed Savant to me, so it might have been a roll swap, and Amy Clockmaker.
So I heard about. So sorry, you said Sobicon was the artist, wasn't it?
Yeah, hadn't asked artist question on day one.
Yeah. So the Sarah information, the Sarah Savant information I got from Steve.
Okay.
So I don't know how accurate it is, but yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
I'll start. I'll maybe come out in town square, or I'll go speak to Amy. I'll go speak
Yeah,
to Amy first.
maybe pass it on to some people. Yeah, good plan.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Cool. Cheers. Bye.
Hey yo, I heard a rumor that you are the witch.
That is correct.
Glad to hear it.
I'm guessing by the way that I've kept myself hidden so far, so currently the curse is unshown.
Ah, okay. Interesting. The remaining bluff is the Oracle, if you would like to take that, or if you want to just do something chaos. I'm the Flower Girl, and Dan is the seamstress who's trying to confirm me.
So I've already confirmed you as a snake charmer.
You're the snake charmer that's picked me, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, picked you, and I picked Sarah. And I'm gonna go down the
good as
route
any.
and poison no dashy.
Okay. That seems good. That seems good. I guess we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. But thank you very much.
Steve.
Yes.
Just borrow you a sec as well once you're done here.
Alright, I'll bounce out.
We're confused.
I gotta. You're dead.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, sorry, Keith. I didn't mean to avoid you today. It's been a.
What's up, bud?
It's okay. I know how it gets.
How you doing, buddy? Want to come up and play our stream?
2, 1. Dum.
Dong.
Interesting.
Oh.
You're not supposed to eat the ST, Dan.
Hey, if he tastes good, I'll have a bite all day long.
I heard he had a bamboo taste to it.
Well, I so wanted to say when he tastes a little bit woody, but that's just it starts getting kinky after that, doesn't it?
I was really hoping you were going to go for it.
Never mind.
Oh, I'll wait. Gibble, I really needed to talk to you today.
I really wish you had a minute longer as well, because I want to speak to Amy as well, but...
Oh, goodness.
Gracious me.
Hello, gracious you. Nominations can just be open, I think, now. If there's any juggles or anything, Philo juggles, feel free to put your hands up. Lovely. Okay, yeah, nominations it is then.
So I'd say, definitively, I think we're looking at a Vortox game.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So, because, so I checked last night. So once per game, choose 2 players, see if they're the same alignment, and I picked Keith, and because Amy's dead, and I figured she died so quickly, she was probably good. I figured 2 good players.
Yeah.
I didn't, and I got no, basically not the same alignment. So I think basically my information is about as much use as a chocolate fire guard. Well,
who did you check me again?
You and Keith.
Okay.
Tybalt says that a chocolate fire guard is actually quite useful if you fancy chocolate.
Yeah.
So Dan should be fine to die today, right? Like your information's done? Let other people get more info?
I'm not. Well, if you're just determined to kill all the good players, yeah, but it wouldn't be my first move.
Do we have any demon candidates instead?
I will say the people next to me. If it is not a Vortox world, I would love to look to my right anti-clockwise to start looking for Nodashis.
Yeah, I still think there's a chance of Nodashi.
This is true.
Second call for nominations.
I think someone should nominate Steve. To be honest.
The Nodashi thing also would potentially.
Is Steve what Sean was just hinting at? I'm happy to nominate on behalf of the dead, but now I've got two different people as to who I think you guys want.
Nodashi could also, if it is Nodashi, I suppose if Gibbo or Tom were Nodashi, that would potentially affect my info. But...
Yeah,
but it doesn't explain my info being bunk.
Yeah,
because my info can't be wrong.
I don't know
outside of Vortox and Nodashi.
If it is Nodashi, it can't be Gibbo because my information will be correct.
I think pretty much everyone on the left-hand side that I've spoken to has dodgy info.
Yeah, I'm thinking definitely leaning towards Vortox.
Okay, Keith nominates Steve.
Keith nominates Steve. Tell me why.
I talked briefly to Steve today. I'm sorry I'm going to have to just out you here, but Steve claimed to be the snake charmer that selected me. And that was how he was vouching for me. My kind of gut read was that this was a bluff, but based on what Amy has said, or general reads, I guess this is maybe our best execution for today. I don't know. I'm doing it on behalf of the dead people.
Steve, your defense.
So yeah, I'm the snake charmer who's chosen Keith, and I chose Sarah. I'm happy to die, but realistically, we want to be looking at some demon candidates if we've got any. And if there is information out there to say that I am, then by all means, come and tell us.
5 votes to put Steve on the block.
As pertinent,
if we're not looking at Steve, part of me would like to look at Keith specifically.
Yeah,
but,
because
oh
my god, I did not mean to. Whatever. I was trying to do a chat to the town.
Oops. Sorry about that. 2 votes is not enough. Tibble, you were you were going to add something then? Sorry.
Oh, well, I was just saying as a pertinent, if Steve doesn't solve the Grim by the next day, I think we should kill him anyway, because then we know he's evil.
Can someone nominate Keith and pass it to me?
Tom nominates Keith.
Tom nominates Keith. Tell me why.
I'll pass to Amy.
Oh, go ahead. If you want to say something, I could just add pertinent at the end.
No, I think in a Vortox world, I think this is a reasonably bad kill, but I'll let you go with it.
My suspicion on Keith lies in the fact that I was dreamed as either the flower girl or the witch. I find it odd, even in a Vortox world, that I would be seen as someone else's in-play role. It's probably a bluff. It makes me a little suspicious of Keith, but I find that Steve pointing at Keith as like have been charmed reads kind of evil-ish to me. But it's up to town what you want to do.
I think reading into the storyteller's choices as what characters are shown is not really going to help ever. It's just always what's not what is. I'm the flower girl. I claimed to a couple people. Hard claimed day one. Because I got a bunch of 2s, but the other person went first and they said flower girl and one other thing. Where I was just like, okay, well, I am the flower girl, so I know that you are the other thing. I pushed really hard to get the unanimous vote on day one so that I could confirm that it is a Vortox. I did get a no last night, so I at least personally know it's a Vortox. That's all I've got, I guess. So far, the only people that have voted is me and Sean today, so I'll learn if I'm the demon. But that's all I got.
All right. 5 votes to put Keith on the block.
I also find it interesting
If we
that
can
if it
at
is
least
a
put 5
Vortox,
on this,
they
there's
knew...
something I would like to do.
Like, if they knew that there was a flower girl, why would they not kill the flower girl who is going to confirm that it is a Vortox? I think that should be the first kill if I was a Vortox, who I would go for.
I wasn't super public. I talked to 3 people on the first day.
I find it fascinating
I'd
that
like
I
to
died.
nominate.
Yeah.
I'd like to nominate Amy's corpse.
So nominates Amy. Tell me why.
This is literally just town seems convinced that it's a Vortox. We've had a total of like 4 people who voted on stuff, so no one's on the block. I don't want to die to a hard Vortox check.
I will be nominating someone after this, though.
Yeah, that's fair, but I want to get I want the security.
We can try and rest this on 5.
Amy, any defense?
If there's another nomination that's going to happen, we can just as easily put 5 on Sean after this, since I've already been nominated. But I would rather we actually kill someone that's alive to try to close some worlds.
Okay, 5 to put Amy's corpse on the block.
It's just going to be harder to actually get someone living on the block after this because you've already put someone dead on the block.
I think it would. I'll say it after this.
5 is enough. Amy, they do not like your corpse. You are on the block. Any more nominations? Oh, Sean. Yes.
Sean, go first.
Yeah, I just want to toss something in there. Like, if we are going to be trying to kill people here to satisfy a Vortox world, which I'm not even close to convinced that it is, it just makes sense. Like, I'm the Philo Dreamer, okay? There's no reason that I was going to die last night. A world that I do see myself dying in is in a Nodashi world where the Nodashi doesn't know what their neighbor is, and so I'm targeted to keep from bad information really going, right? The only information on the left-hand side really that is kind of dodge right now is mine and Dan's, but that could be explained by Keith just being evil. I think it makes sense to start pushing on my neighbors at least until we know what the world is, because it's either Nodashi or it's Vortox. Those are the only 2 worlds it can possibly be from my viewpoint.
If I'm Nodashi, I couldn't have poisoned Sean or Dan.
I don't think you're in the Nodashi. I think it's either Silk or Sobicon.
Okay.
Sarah nominates
I'm not the Nodashi, and I'm a townsfolk and not a minion.
Sarah nominates who, sorry?
Tom.
Tom. Yeah, tell me why.
Yeah, Keith has mentioned being the flower girl and getting no, despite everyone having voted. Dan has said he could be wrong, and if what Sean is saying, and that he believes his information is wrong because he doesn't know what his like the Nodashi doesn't know what their neighbor is. If I'm correct, because it's your neighboring townsfolk. If a Nodashi is neighboring an evil person, it would skip over them to their next townsfolk. So it could be that Keith is a minion, Tom is a demon, it skips over Keith and hits Sean.
But then Amy couldn't be the clockmaker.
Does it not?
It doesn't move.
Okay. That's a misunderstanding, fair enough. But I still think it is possible with what I've heard. And Sean being either wrong or lying.
Tom, your defense.
Yeah, I'm getting bunk info as well, so it's not the end of the world.
Okay. 5 to tie, 6 to put Tom on the block.
You know all this talking about octopus, Nodashi, makes me want some takoyaki. Would you like to order some?
Send some my way. 2 is less than 5, did you know? I'll be safe for today. I'm going to go ahead and say final call for nominations, as we're struggling to get the votes together.
Can we throw up Silk or Sobicon?
Okay, I'm just going to say. Right, I'm going to say this. I was pit hagged into the mutant last night.
Ooh.
Okay, so.
Okay. With that, no more nominations have been had. So, Amy, I'm specifically telling you that Gibbo is executed and dies. Good night.
Cool. So we need to be careful on watching out if it switches out of Vortox at any point.
Yeah, I thought it was better to just living player die because we're on an odd number. So if we skipped, then we'd be on an even number. So we'd have to skip again eventually. So
I think that was probably good, Gibbo, simply because they were probably planning to Fangu jump to you if they changed the demon.
Yeah, but I knew that because if people are thinking it might Pit Hag might turn into a Fangu tonight and then.
Gibbo, important question.
Yep.
Did you lie to me and Tybalt?
If I remember, what I told you. No, I started as that role.
That is definitive.
Yes, I started as a role.
Gibbo, did you start as an outsider?
Yes, I started as.
Okay, I thought so.
If we believe it's Vortox, I'm still the only outsider at the minute. So yeah, I started as the sweetheart, but then was pit hagged into the mutant. So So at least my death hasn't drunken anyone now. So thank you, Pit Hag.
That also helps with the information because I was the juggler.
So Gibbo told me on day one that he was the sweetheart. So in the world where I'm a demon trying to Fangu jump to him, I would have known that it would be pointless
and you
to
wouldn't
make
have
him into
needed
another outsider.
Yeah.
So this adds some information which might help with the Vortox.
Well, that explains Gibbo's uneasiness.
Yes, but you'll note that I actually did juggle Gibbo as the sweetheart, and then I've been telling everyone else that I deliberately lied about that. Which means I know that I was the juggler, which is a 1. I got a 2, and Gibbo would have been the other one if that number's true. So with that said, that would mean, if it was true, that Sean is not the Philo, Sarah is not the Flower Girl, and Tom is not the Sage.
I'm not the Flower Girl.
When does it check though? Is the juggler info time of you receiving the info or during the daytime? Because it's like when is juggler, when is pit hag, right?
No, but I think it still was Vortox when you got your information, though, Tybalt.
I believe it's at the time
I
of
think
the
Sean
juggle.
is.
Yeah. So.
Because you should have gotten a 3 at least.
Oh, I suspected I should have got a 3.
Oh, right.
You said, I think it was only supposed to be a 2.
Thorn would get a correct from me because I know they juggled me as the sweetheart, and it's still valid from the time of the juggle. So.
Gotcha. I heard it like you said you got the 2 you were expecting, and I'm like,
No, I got 2. I wasn't expecting a 2 because I
Gotcha.
knew what me and Gibbo were. I'm sorry if you got squeaky bum time when I kind of said what you were, but I covered it nicely afterwards.
am I still the demon?
You are still the demon, yes.
Oh, how fortunate. I would like to kill Silk, please.
Let's kill Silk. Thank you.
Thank you for doing that, Gibbo. That was very good confirmation.
No worries.
Honestly, I do think that helps us build a lot more worlds.
It does.
Well, it's a confirmed good player, and we should all go and hard claim to Gibbo.
So I suspect someone is now going to be turned into a sweetheart.
Gibbo, did you hear my hard claim on day 1?
No, I think I told you what I was, and then I think that's when we lost you.
In that case, Gibbo, can I come and talk to you and show you the world?
Yeah, sure. On a magic carpet, I'm assuming.
As long as it's shining, glimmering brightly.
Yes.
Okay, which one will use the princess?
Gibbo, of course. He's already claimed sweetheart.
I don't know. I'd say out of the two of them, Aladdin was more of the sweetheart.
Which would make the other one Prince Ali.
Glorious he.
Do I get the genie to go with it?
Just wait for that. What's that, Steve? Do you get the genie?
Yeah, I want the genie.
10,000 years will give you such a kick in the neck.
So I think I was talking to Tybalt and Gibbo about this, but I'm on building, because of that Mean Girls script that we did last week, I'm on building an Aladdin script, because it was kind of the first movie that came to mind that looked it would be hilarious for it.
Okay.
Oh my god, I forgot tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
It is already in Australia.
Single person. The closest I got to Valentine's Day plans was my friend ran a one-off D&D campaign that was like Valentine's Day themed, where we were all fighting for the love of a bachelor, and I won yesterday, and I was like, this is the closest I'll get to a Valentine's Day date this year. Like,
hey, it's something.
it was fun though. I've wanted to play D&D for a while. I just haven't really had the time to really commit to like a full campaign. So playing a little 2 to 3 hour mini campaign was a lot of fun. And we went like full cheesy Hallmark movie, like with our character building. It was so funny.
You know what's funny? Soap died in the night.
Thank you, Demon.
5 minutes.
Demon change.
Hello.
Hello.
So as the flower girl, last night I got a no, and the only people that didn't vote was you and Steve. So I trust that neither of you is the demon if it's a Vortox game.
I'm not the demon. I thought I did vote yesterday.
No, I watched pretty closely.
Okay, well that's my error then. No, I'm not the demon, and I don't know about Steve.
Yeah, Steve is, I don't know, playing a wild card or whatever. Sobercon said that they had a good vibe on Steve after their day one talk, and I talked to Steve, and he claimed Snake Charmer to me, which I did not think was a thing. But I assume maybe it was just because I was the person that he had picked, sitting across from him from the circle. But
I think we should potentially kill Steve anyway.
Well, he didn't vote.
We thought it might be Silk, and Silk has just died.
Right. Well, I think Steve can only be the demon now if he successfully snake charmed someone last night. Because I got a no, and he didn't vote.
I still say killing a snake charmer means he won't be able to change, even if he hasn't already.
Yeah. And if he comes out with his info, we can at least trust it while he's dead.
Well, the thing is, he's not really come with any info, which he usually does by now.
Well, he'd said I was his night one pick. I can't remember who he said his second night pick was. And during the night, he was like, I will show you the worlds. So maybe he does know things. But I don't know.
I think that we should kill Steve
just for fun, just for a lark.
Yeah. I've got a terrible feeling in my tail.
Okay. I mean, he could still be a minion, right? Like,
He could be, but either way, it means we kill an evil.
yeah, that's fair. And then does your juggle info verify any alive players other than yourself?
Well, myself and Gibbo.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
That was correct, but apparently Sean was the Philo.
Yeah.
If he really was the Philo, then my number was wrong.
Yeah, I believe that he is the Philo Dreamer.
Yes, which means I was either Nodashi Poison or
Vortox.
There is definitely Vortox.
I don't think there's a place on the Grim we could put a Nodashi. For Tom, for Sean, for you, for me, to all get wrong info. So I think it does actually have to be a Vortox.
Yes. And the information doesn't seem to support a Vigor, and it doesn't seem to support... What's the other one?
Fangu. We have exactly one outsider claim, so I think Vigor or Fangu is unlikely.
Yes. I think that Pithag turning them into an outsider is merely because they wanted them to mutant break.
Yeah, maybe. Or Gibbo had claimed... Gibbo claimed Savant to me on the first day, so maybe that was what brought the Pithag's attention.
Yes, possibly.
Have we had any evidence of Serenovus?
Sorry?
Any evidence of Serenovus? I don't think I've heard any. So maybe it is which Pithag and which is just missed every day. Okay.
My thought is we should just kill Steve and see what happens from there.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Because I think you're right. Either he's a problem now and he's a minion, or he's a problem later and he is actually the Snake Charmer. Hopefully his Snake Charmer targets give us some info on who to get tomorrow at least. Because we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 alive.
Convention for a Pithag created demon is to kill 0 or 2.
Yeah.
Just 1.
Yeah.
So I think the only way we've had a demon change, I take it we need to come back to town.
No. 20 seconds.
Oh. I think we kill Steve.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to agree.
Snake Charm, who might be a demon now.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. We should go back. We got 7 seconds.
Yes, okay.
You.
Are you gonna finish that, or you're just saying you?
I'm waiting for everybody. You guys.
Yeah. I thought you might.
Yeah, sure. It'd be interesting to see what comes out of that. What we were saying.
Yeah.
Yep. So just for clarity, I've now just been given an evil twin ping with Sarah. So I believe they were one of the minions that's just been turned into the evil twin.
Basically, I've got the exact same thing to say, just in the opposite direction. Which first thing I did today is go and tell people about that.
Evil.
Kill Steve.
Yeah, Tibolton Thorn literally just talks to me all day about killing Steve. And this just feels like a desperation play at the last minute.
Hi. Hi, town. I was the sage.
Silk, what do you got?
Well, if either of Steve or Sarah is telling the truth, then it's definitely a Vortox game, because I got Sarah or Steve as the victims.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
So it's definitely Vortox.
Which made me very unhappy when I spoke to Steve, and Steve said, "Oh, Sarah's my evil twin now." And I'm like, "Well, this was very useful information. Thank you."
Yeah, just a quick question for town. So, people who have spoken to Sarah and Steve, have they been given Savant in like previous chats, like previous days?
Sarah has since day one.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had 2 different hard claims from Steve, neither of which are Savant.
Oh yeah, so Steve is just the evil twin.
One hard claim, which was Snake Charmer, to hide Savant until we got clarity on the Vortox, but obviously all my information's been that.
You also gave me an outsider on day one.
That was in a 2 for 2.
Can we get all the savants to post info in the chat?
I was bluffing a savant in order to try to bait a demon kill. Does anyone want my bullshit information?
It'll be just the same as
nominations are open. Just FYI.
Oh, can somebody nominate Dan, please?
Keith nominates Dan.
Is everybody here for everybody? Because I see Sobican and Silkon.
No, yeah, they're here.
I see them both here.
Maybe just refresh.
Okay.
They're both here.
We'll hold off until Sean's just refreshed, and then we'll get the accusation.
Nope,
there we go. Any back for you, Sean?
I'm waving at you.
Yeah, Sean. Are we all good?
Better, Sean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Keith, your accusation, please.
I would like to hand the microphone to Amy.
Clockmaker with a 1 in a Vortox game. It's most likely a 2, which I feel like kind of points to if you're pointing at Sarah as the evil twin, that would point at Dan. And if Keith is evil, who I think, honestly, a flower girl not dying immediately in a Vortox world where you can immediately prove that it's Vortox is very suspicious to me.
We've also got 2 Dreamer claims.
Yeah. But there are reasons for that. But I think Dan is most likely evil on the board that's currently alive, based on it not being a Clockmaker 1. Dan would be the most likely evil currently on the board.
So, the information you're using to get to me also works the other way for Sarah and Steve both being evil. If that's the information going. Obviously, if it's Steve, then it's Steve to Sarah, Steve to Silk. Assuming that Clockmaker. I don't see the logistics in your maths there, which doesn't include the fact that, which doesn't include the fact that, which doesn't include the fact that you could just have been evil from the start. I assumed you were good based on your willingness to die. But it doesn't preclude you being evil from the start. And if it's, we're pretty sure it's a Vortox. Did it start a Vortox, or was it a Vigor then to Vortox? So minions still have abilities. I don't know, but I don't know. Your reasoning doesn't really. Well, I haven't got a good thing to go with it. You're just going to kill a good person. I'm not particularly fussed in that sense. We're just losing good votes. I'm just trying to work out how you've got to that conclusion that it only works against me.
Okay. I hope you took all that in. 4 votes to put down on the block.
It doesn't only work against you, but based on different Clockmaker numbers, you are most likely to be evil out of people that are currently alive on the board. And us not getting enough votes makes it even more suspicious to me that we didn't get votes on you, especially as a spent roll.
Can confirm that's not enough votes.
I think it's just because we want to kill Steve today.
Tom nominates Steve.
Tom nominates Steve. Tell me why.
So I'm the starting dreamer. I was philo drunk on day 1, but since then I've been sober. If we think it started as a Vortox, last night I dreamt Sarah as the mutant or the evil twin, and I don't think we've probably had a demon change based on the fact that we've only had 1 death each night.
I'd say I can guarantee we haven't had a demon change, because for, night 2 I was changed from Sweetheart to Mutant, and now we've had the twins last night, so there's definitely been no demon change, so it's still a Vortox.
Steve, your defense?
So yeah, I was the starting savant. I didn't come out as that to hide the information. Day 1, no once per game ability was used, or 2 people were poisoned. And day 2 was if there was a Vortox, not a Vortox in play, or it was There was no juggler.
Okay.
Can I add pertinent?
Yeah, of course.
I did tell Steve that I was the savant, and that first night info is from me. So that is also what I got. But second night, not the same. Didn't give a third night when he should have got a third day today.
I haven't had a chance. I've been too busy getting out the information that you're my twin.
Okay. Four votes to put Steve on the block.
Side note, you will notice that Steve did not say he was the good twin in defense.
Side note, Tibble, I will clarify that I gave Gibbolt the full world.
Because Gibbolt was confirmed good, so it's the first person you'd go to. Which is what I said to Dan straight away.
6 is enough. Any more nominations?
Yeah, no, I said during the night I was going to speak to him.
I've got a twitch in my tail, which is why I voted on Steve. Sorry, Steve.
Absolutely fine, Thorn, don't worry.
I've got a twitch.tv/eraser open on this monitor.
Hey! I mean, if I'm wrong, it probably means a bug crawled up there while I was outside.
Final call for nominations.
It can happen.
It can.
Steve nominates Sarah.
Oh, I'll allow it. Steve nominates Sarah. That was 0.2 seconds remaining now, Steve. Tell me why.
They are my evil twin. If we go through this, we'll lose the game either way. I've given you the savant information that I had. Obviously, I had day 3. I went and gave the information to Gibbo of the full Grim, as requested by Tybalt, as well as Sporting the Silk, given those the information of the twin as well.
Sarah, your defense.
I think Steve is relying on this notion that he can solve the game for him quite quickly, which I'm not doubting, basically to feed a bunch of lies to Gibbo, specifically as the probably most confirmed good person here.
Okay, 6 to tie, 7 to put Sarah on the block instead. Tom denies Steve the high five, and one is not enough. Final call. Steve is executed and dies.
So does the Basil.
And wipes out Amy's connection, followed quickly by mine. Good night, everybody.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was the right kill.
No,
I claimed Savant to Steve on day 1, and he didn't call me on it.
Okay.
So
It doesn't mean you're wrong. It means that an evil twin may still be in play.
How do you figure that?
Let's see if anyone dies tonight, though I suspect they might sing. We'll see.
The way I figured, the pit had created the evil twin out of an existing minion, which is why Steve didn't have any savant certainty.
Please give the savant information in chat, in the text chat, as requested by.
Hello.
Hello.
I would like to kill Tybalt and Thorn.
Tybalt and Thorn.
It's greedy to kill 2 people, isn't it?
Yeah. One person and one lion. Everyone believes Thorn so much, considering he's always lying.
The most confirmed good juggler of all time.
Got all these extra arms. It's cheating.
True.
Right. Cheers.
Imagine having a song of yours just suddenly become ridiculously popular because some guy humped a grave. Like, oh my god.
I'm just trying to think, how old is that song now?
Murder on the
It's like 15, maybe 20 years old.
It's got to be early 2000s. I know it's early 2000s, but I've got to have a look.
It's
I don't know.
about 2004.
Murder on the dance floor.
2004.
What I do know is Sophie Ellis Bextor has awesome cheekbones.
Oh, she's amazing. She's
That is
beautiful.
true.
She is gorgeous.
So,
Just
did
stunning.
you
Yeah.
know
Yeah,
that
2004.
Sophie Ellis Bextor got her mother fired from Blue Peter?
She's still
Care to
hot.
elaborate why?
What?
Janet Ellis, her mother, used to work for the children's program Blue Peter, and she was forced out because she got pregnant and wasn't married.
Fuck's sake.
I mean, I
That's
think
so
blaming her is
stupid.
a bit.
Well, it was Sophie inside, wasn't it?
I'd blame the network, not Sophie.
Yeah.
No, it was the network. I was just pointing out that
I know it's funny though.
No,
So Murder on the Dance Floor was released 3rd of December 2001.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
over 20 years ago.
I am only just older than it. Oh my god.
Okay, now
Wow.
I feel really, really old.
Tell me about it.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I would have been.
I was
13.
a teenager.
I was 13.
Yep.
I was
I was a
quite old.
teenager.
I was born August 2001.
Oh, that's the wrong side.
Yeah.
Very old.
I was born in the 80s.
Oh dear.
Yep.
Oh.
Early 90s.
And not even the late 80s. I am old.
Well, you know who's not old? Tybalt and Thorn, because they're dead.
How very dare you?
Well, that's 2 deaths. Pit
2
had
deaths
demon
in a night.
Wait, who died? Just not 2
Hold on.
deaths. Oh my god, you had me so confused. I was like, who else died?
2 minutes.
I literally just like looked all around the grim. I was like, what are you talking about?
Hey yo, what's your vibe so far?
I mean, I'm just trying to make the clock maker numbers work. Yeah, I mean, I think Sobercam can't be the demon, but I think.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Same for Tybalt and Thorn.
Yeah. I think unless Sarah's doing some big brain evil twin play, then I think that leaves you or Dan.
Yeah. My information is unfortunately very unhelpful because we've had pretty much every single person vote every day. And the only time when we didn't have a unanimous vote, the people that did not vote was Steve and Tybalt.
Yay!
So
You've learned nothing at
I'm
all.
confident all the dead players are not the demon.
Yes. Step 1 achieved.
Yeah, that's all I've got, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess Sarah could be a demon candidate. I don't know how much. I mean, like, Steve's playing really hard to just take as much heat as possible, it seems like. Sobercon claimed artist to me, but I don't believe the question's been asked.
No. Or at least not when I chatted to her on day 2.
Okay. I mean, I have to kind of trust Dan. He's vouching for me, or unless if he just picked 2 people at random.
Yeah, I mean, I think a seamstress in a Vortox game is sort of fairly easy to get away with.
I guess, yeah.
Pretty much any 2 players you're gonna get a no on.
Yeah.
You didn't do that. Outrageous. Wasn't me. I'm innocent.
Definitely you.
So who's nominating the Beezer then?
Was it a yes or a no?
Is that question directed at me?
It's directed at me.
Oh.
No, was that Sobercon?
I mean, that one was me.
Oh.
Hey, just showing off.
There's a Steve and a Thorn and a Tybalt. Three players not coming back. Outrageous.
Dong them again.
I'm gonna go and drag them out by their ears in a minute.
By their ears.
Get out of here, you!
Get out here, kids.
Quadruple gonged? Outrageous. I mean, okay, the double was
sorry.
an accident.
I couldn't get my paw on the button properly.
Yeah, okay.
That's fair.
I believe that if you're in there on your own.
It's up the top. I can't do it properly.
So, yeah, I'm just going to open nominations, but feel free to have a chat before you leap into anything. Okay, good talk.
Do we have any idea what the second minion is yet?
My running theory is Pit Hag, obviously, from Gibbo changing character, and a witch that never activated and was turned into an evil twin. Because we didn't have a starting evil twin, and we've had no evidence of Serenovus, unless if somebody's been Seralox the entire game.
There's definitely still a Pit Hag, because I'm now a Snake Charmer.
That's brave.
Ballsy. I thought one of us ended up as a sweetheart, but...
Sobakan, do you want to share anything?
Well, the only thing I'm going to come out as the town's artiste. And earlier today I asked Ibiza if Keith was one of the demons, and Ibiza said no.
That's a very specific frame.
Yes, it was going between you and Dan, and
no.
it kind of had to.
Sobakan claimed the artist in her twos since day 2. Or since day 1, rather.
Yeah, but artist could have been a demon bluff.
For what it's worth, I dreamt Keith last night and got Pit Hag as the evil character. So if they are evil, then they're just the demon.
Well, that's the thing. Pit Hag is a minion, not a demon.
Also,
yeah, but Wartogs.
Yeah.
In a world where I have a Clockmaker 1, Sobakan can't be the demon to Steve because they're sitting next to each other in a Vortox, and I have a 1.
Do we know if it definitely started as Vortox? Do we have something?
There's of a demon change.
Absolutely did.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
If we trust Sean and Amy both, which there's no reason not to, then it definitely started Vortox.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's Vortox unless Sarah is the demon, which I don't believe.
I would just like to bring up, if we're pretty sure it's a Vortox, then my Savant info would either have to be both true or both false.
They'd have to both be false.
It would be both. It has to be in a Vortox. It has to be false information, so it would be two false.
Yeah, okay. Because the second one that I got on day 3 was that every player chose an opposite alignment, so someone would have had to choose someone of their own alignment of that night.
Hang on, can you... Is that the whole piece of information? Everybody chose.
So
what do you mean?
The Pit Hag.
Yeah, the Pit Hag changing the other minion into the evil twin.
But we have people that don't choose. That I'm not understanding. Is that verbatim what was said?
Yeah, it's specifically choosing.
No. Everybody chose. Is the part I'm not understanding. Because we have people that don't choose things.
Is it everybody who could choose?
Yeah, everybody who could choose.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, right.
Okay.
So obviously the demon didn't kill an evil player.
The other information that day being that 3 players became a new character.
Christ.
Sobercam? What day did you choose your question on?
A dog.
Today.
It's a dog.
Today?
Yes.
Who called me a dog?
No, Sean.
Sean has
it's
a dog.
It's on Sean,
has
not you, Thorn.
Not you, Thorn.
You are an amazing beast.
Oh,
we killed Murdo earlier for that. Don't worry.
We've all learned our lesson.
Actually, you didn't.
I mean, Sobercan
can be for those transgressions.
Sobercan can be a minion, but they can't be a demon in a Vortox world.
That's true, yeah.
I still think it clears the most worlds to nominate Keith here.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I don't have a leg to stand on. My Flower Girl information is useless because every single person voted every day, with the exception of Tybalt and Steve on the second day, both of which are dead now. So, the one time when everyone was convinced that we had to kill Steve, we really did not need every single person to vote.
Sarah nominates Keith.
Sarah nominates Keith. Tell me why.
This seems to be the general direction of the town, and if this is wrong, we need to know now. So then we can
Just
start
me
painting
who
other
can't hear
worlds.
Sarah.
I can hear Sarah
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I can hear Sarah.
Cool.
Oh,
Dan's
Dan's reloading.
reconnecting.
Sarah, can you just talk to see if Dan can hear you now?
Yeah, can you hear me now, Dan?
Yeah, we're in a chat for ages, and I was thinking, is Ibiza not going to drag you back? What's going on? Is he taking a piss or something?
Okay, 3 votes to put Keith on the block.
Hang on, do I not get to defend myself?
No. Go on then.
No,
Why not?
apparently not.
Because Sobakan, who could possibly be a minion, coming out and saying, my artist question, a thing that we can ask literally anything, I asked very specifically, is Keith the demon? It just feels exactly like a frame. It's not at all like panning the town for the correct answer. It's just entirely specifically trying to get me killed, which makes me think that is an evil play, not a good player playing. I have to be on the same evil team as Dan, because Dan confirms me as a good player in a Vortox world. I can't really pass through all of the Savant information because it hasn't been posted in chat. I don't know, I honestly believe with the play, Sobakan has to be at least a minion here.
Again, Thorn.
Okay, 3 is enough to put Keith on the block.
Okay, perfect. Just because I don't want to risk a tie in a Vortox game if Evil ties it.
Yeah, I think we've got.
And I'd rather give as confirmed good, keep his vote for the final day if this is not the world.
It was. I think we've got 3 good players alive. I think we needed 4, so we needed at least 1 dead vote.
Keith is on the block with 4. Any more nominations?
Keith nominates Sarah.
Keith nominates Sarah. Tell me why.
This is my best demon candidate right now. The worldview that I have is possibly Sobakan starting Pit Hag, Steve starting Witch, Steve being turned into the evil twin by the Pit Hag, or if not, it is the Witch that has literally missed every single time, and they played together, Sarah being the demon who seems good by a town but is confirmed by nobody, and Steve the minion pulling all of the aggro to make Sarah look like a good player in that situation. Because I honestly don't trust this frame. I think before this, the only sus was Amy believing that a flower girl would not survive this long, which I think makes no sense because my information is useless. We've had 2 dreamers. We've had an artist that didn't act until the 3rd day. That is a way better target. A juggler that didn't die after juggling. I don't think any of the demon's kills could be read into in that way. And yet a savant who has also survived the entire game in the same way and is getting way more useful information than me. I think this is a way better kill than me right now, because I think this is our evil team.
Okay, Sarah, your defense.
Yeah, if Steve was turned into the evil minion, another good player would have got that ping, so it wouldn't be very difficult.
I said specifically in the world where you were both lying about that, rather than him being pit-hagged.
I misunderstood this kind of a bit. But, yeah, I think the reason why I've been kept alive is essentially because it is a Vortox game, and I'm not getting any decent information. It's all lies, so I think genuinely it's just a killing more based on social reads rather than actually information at this point. And I think generally the town is directed towards Keith. If the pressure was on me, I'd say kill me, because then you know it isn't me, you move on and you try and find the real demon. That's all I'm suggesting here.
Pertinent information. Keith, if your information is confirming that it's a Vortox, my information is confirming that Sarah can't be the demon.
True.
Okay, 4 to tie, 5 to put Sarah on the block. Zero votes is not enough to put Sarah on the block, shockingly. Any more nominations? I'm going to give it 5.
I still stand by it, Silvercon is Vortox.
You would.
What?
That doesn't work with the clockmaker number though.
No, I have a clockmaker 1. If you're the evil twin in that scenario, then I would not have a 1.
Or the true answer could be 2, and then you get a 1 instead of getting a 2.
Right.
Keith is executed and dies, and the game is over.
Phew.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, there. Spoilers. The game ended because you killed the demon. Who knew? So yeah, Keith was the Vortox. I'm trying to think where to even start here.
Wait, I asked you if Keith was the demon. You said no.
You're right, you did. I lied. Soz. Tybalt was the juggler who juggled 3 rolls correctly, so I gave him a 2 because I wanted it to still be. I wanted there to just be some doubt on someone from the juggle that was claiming he juggled them correctly. Like, I didn't want it to be too obviously incorrect info. Obviously, like, by the time everyone had added up all their information, it was pretty clear anyway. Oh, you might have known what Gibbo was. Gibbo started as the sweetheart, but got pit-hagged into the mutant, and then executed for breaking that madness.
Most confirmed player. Let's go.
Yes.
I very rarely execute for deliberate, like, confirmation madness breaks, but yeah, I decided to do that.
I did have a plan. I wanted to, when we were suspicious of Keith, to put 5 on, to put it on the block, and then I was going to go out to see if you would just kill me.
Right, fair enough. So yeah, we had Silk, the sage who died in the night, and learned that the demon was either Sarah, the savant, or Steve, the evil twin who began the game as the witch, and witch cursed himself, and then witch cursed Sean on the night when Keith killed Sean. So that was never going to go off, and then got hit-hugged. Sean was the greedy dreamer who drunked Tom, which made such a big difference to your information, Tom.
And it was so good every other night.
Once Sean died, you got nothing but good info. Amy was our clockmaker, who received a 1, and as I'm sure you can see by this point, that cannot have been true, because Dan was, of course, anyone want to fill in the blank what Dan was?
Hag.
Pit hag.
That's right, Snake Charmer. He was the pit hag who made himself the Snake Charmer.
Who is it that I said that to? I think it was Sarah.
So yeah,
I said pit hagged himself into the evil Snake Charmer. Yes.
Yeah. There was a lot going on there. That was interesting to say the least. Like, I'll tell you what I have discovered is very difficult to storytell. Vortox Dreamer. Poison Dreamer is easy. You can pick and choose what is true and what is false out of what you give them. When it has to be false, it's like, oh, they're just immediately going to know, like, you know, because they're just going to ask the person. They're not going to claim that good roll, and that's it.
I think the term is just S&V things.
Yeah, that was just a really hard game, to be honest, for Evil. Like, there was a lot of info, and so the thing is, there was so many big important roles that I expected to be more cagey, and then when you have I'm not going to single anyone out as anything here, but Sean, when you were just running around on day 1 going, Philo Dreamer, Philo Dreamer, Philo Dreamer. You know what? The thing is, it's a risky play, and it gets you killed. But it also essentially confirmed it was a Vortox game on day 1, which was so evil, like, that it was worth risking dying. So yeah, a lot of the power.
Well, it was called Conversation 1 between me and Sean. Conversation 1. I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna die. This is fine."
Oh, that Vortox Dreamer information was very helpful.
For me, it didn't really matter. Like, it didn't matter to me because I think Conversation 2 was with Tom, and at that point, I was stuck between the Nodashian Vortox world, and I wanted to die anyways. I was whispering to Amy the whole time. I'm like, I already found my dreamer. I want to die.
Yep, I want to die
see
soon.
if Tom gets
and then
good
you
info.
died.
Yeah, and then I died, which was beautiful.
Honestly, I think the most clutch was Tom dreaming Sarah as the evil twin in what we know couldn't have possibly been a demon change world where
when I gave that, I realized that was a mistake. Like, really shouldn't have given that, so I apologize to the evil team. As soon as I did it, I was like, no, because they know it's Vortox, so that literally cannot be true. And I just so that was a.
I think socially, Sarah was going to be pegged as the good twin anyway, because Sarah had been claiming Savant since day one and had been sharing information freely.
It's another thing I said is that when I was bluffing Savant early when I was a sweetheart and when I went to the mutant, and I was keeping an eye on who else was having private SD consults because I thought, okay, if there's an actual Savant out there, I don't want to be in that situation.
Yeah, by the way, Sarah, I'm very offended you didn't come to see me on the final day. I had some, I was going to just start having some fun with the Savant info at that point. I was going to tell you the good twin was executed yesterday. One of your pieces of information.